In late April 2014, prominent researchers and younger scholars in educational evaluation met for the sixth time in Szeged. The aim of SWEE is to bring together leading researchers involved in computer-based educational evaluation from around the world, to strengthen cooperation between individuals and institutions, and to provide an opportunity to discuss key issues in depth.
SWEE-t az én éveseményének nevezem szakmai szempontból, mert hihetetlen, hogy milyen szintű emberek érdeklődnek a SWEE után, és jönnek el. Idén volt Japánból is vendégünk, jöttek az államokból is, tehát tényleg egy nagyon kemény és nagyon professzionális csapat dolgozik a SWEE-n együtt 2 napon keresztül.
Well, I think this is it doesn't happen so often that you have this kind of possibility as here to meet people who are working on the same issues as you're working on yourself in this kind of setting, that you really spend time with the people and you have the possibility to discuss and spend time together. Because when you go to larger conferences, then people are doing a little bit this and that and like that. And but I like this very much, like professionally and also socially, because we are all together all the time and we really have time to go deeper into those issues that we are discussing here.
Maga a workshop 6 évvel ezelőtt, amikor elindult, akkor azt a célt szolgálta, hogy idehozzuk azt a nemzetközi tudást elsősorban a diagnosztikus értékelő rendszerünk kidolgozásához, amelyik felhalmozódott Európában. Közben a mi tudásunk annyit fejlődött, hogy most már azokat a rendszereket, amelyeket tanulmányoztunk korábban, elsősorban Luxemburg és a német kollégáink fejlesztéseit, azokat megelőztük. Most már azért jönnek, mert ők akarnak tőlünk tanulni.
We are a company which provides technology for computer-based assessment. So we are closely collaborating with TIP, the German Institute for International Pedagogical Research. And it's the 6th time I come to Szeged, and it's very interesting for me to see what are the needs of the researchers, and also to get some feedback on our products and developments we have made, and get a view of what they think about these tools.
Every year the topic is a little bit different because the field is moving quite quickly. There are quite some important and rapid developments. For instance, computers are introduced increasingly into education and also into educational assessment, so there are quick changes. I remember that at the first workshop we were talking a lot about computer-based assessment. Now we're talking a lot about using tablets in schools within only 5 or 6 years in between. And because our research group wants to basically work in this quickly changing environment, it's really important to meet up on a regular basis with experts that are also working with these new technologies in education.
One of the key areas covered at the 2014 workshop was that of the latest directions in technology-based testing. The majority of school children today use computers, smartphones, tablets, and other devices daily, and they write by hand far less than their parents did. Their familiarity with technology can be, and indeed must be, used in teaching, as well as in the educational evaluation system.
Learning computer-based teaching and this kind of, what they call blended learning, so that part of learning at school would be via digital media, part of it would be really kind of old-fashioned teacher, would be very important to use, and I'm enormously envious for the diagnostic, just what Janver just presented, the work that you are doing on this diagnostic teaching methods for younger kids. I was just that, oh gosh, if we would have something like that in Finland.
A SWEE-nek talán az a legnagyobb titka, hogy olyan embereket hoz össze, akik nem ugyanazon a területen dolgoznak, de nagyon hasonló kutatási területük van. És ennek következtében nagyon sokat tudunk egymás munkájához hozzáadni, és ezért tulajdonképpen mindenki profitál a SWEE-ből. Mi is, ha csak azt nézzük, hogy kidolgoztuk az EDIát, illetve folyamatosan dolgozunk rajta, de előtte a luxemburgiak rendszerét adaptáltuk. Ott begyűjtöttünk egy csomó tapasztalatot, és ezért tudtunk egy olyan sikeres rendszert kidolgozni, amilyen az EDIA.
My main research areas are self-regulated learning, problem solving. I was involved in this international group on thinking about problem solving in PISA 2012. and I have done I've developed some large-scale assessments in my federal state in Germany.
At the moment, so this year I will present TIPO, the Tau-based item portal. It's actually an item bank for computer-based assessment, and we're building it for the Swiss Directorate of the Canton, so we're building it for the country of Switzerland, so that teachers can upload items they created with different tools into a centralized item base and can reuse all of that stuff in different contexts at different schools in different cantons, and therefore it's quite a neat system, and we are always looking for partners as the system can handle multiple different assessment systems. We are looking for partners where we can build in more modules and therefore broaden the whole aspect.
Longitudinal research is another area covered at the workshop. Long-term studies, with a particular age group being tracked for a number of years, were launched in Szeged in 2003. Children that were just entering school in 2003 are now in Year 11. Every 4 years, we see the inclusion of ever newer groups in the research, which is conducted by the Research Group on the Development of Competencies, co-funded by the Hungarian Academy of Sciences and the University of Szeged. The sheer quantity of data available to the researchers in Szeged is unmatched in Europe.
Egyrészt az egyedi gyerekeknek a fejlődését lehet vizsgálni, most már nekünk 10 éves táblatunk van. Másrészt meg lehet nézni azt, hogy egy adott időpontban, ha különböző életkorú gyerekeket megvizsgálunk, közöttük milyen különbség van, és végül, mivel ennek a programnak most már egy évtizedes múltja van, azt is meg lehet nézni, hogy ez alatt a 10 év alatt mennyit változott maga a magyar oktatási rendszer. Vannak olyan személyiség tulajdonságok, olyan változók, amelyeket az idő, a történelem nem érint olyan nagyon. Például a népesség intelligencia szintje sajnos nem változik radikálisan 10 év alatt. De a gyerekeknek az informatikai tudása az változhat 10 év alatt is, sőt nagyon sokat változik, hiszen a mai gyerekek sokkal többet tudnak, mint a hasonló korú 10 évvel ezelőtti gyerekek. És ezeknek a társadalmi változásoknak, vagy olyan változásoknak, amelyek a gyerekek egy adott tudás területére kihatnak, nagyon bonyolult összefüggései vannak más területekre is, például a matematika tanításra, olvasás, szövegértésre, a digitális olvasni tudásra. És ez a hatalmas adatbázis ezeknek a kérdéseknek a nagyon részletes megvizsgálását lehetővé teszi.
A lot I've been approached by Professor Chapo, whether we should collaborate on advancing conceptions of reading literacy, especially with regard to beginning readers. So in a beginning reader, what conceptually and in terms of a framework for reading competence, what makes a good reader? And I think given this strong emphasis on cognitive components of reading skill, we are employing in our project, I think that can be a very fruitful collaboration.
Today I'm talking about a system we are developing that should support not only researchers but the general public interested in education, or practitioners interested in education that want to do or want to participate in larger studies, so not only single shot studies but larger studies that are recurring or that are longitudinal. And for doing the studies you have special problems like large amounts of items and well-defined processes that have to be followed to achieve high quality items, and our system that we are currently developing should support people in doing that.
I personally am talking about longitudinal study in education of the Czech Republic. In this study we follow 3 cohorts. We follow pre-primary students in primary education, and also a group of adults, and we try to find out how they proceed in their education careers. The main research topic is education inequalities, because in the Czech Republic the education system is highly tracked and we have big differences between schools with respect to composition of students and with respect to their achievements, and the differences between schools have been growing. So this is the reason why we carry out this longitudinal study, and it's a pleasure for me to share it here in this community.
A workshop is far less structured than a conference in that it provides an opportunity for participants to react immediately to presentations and to lay the groundwork for future long-term collaborative efforts. This year, SWEE even attracted researchers from Japan and the United States.
Very deep and stimulating. And I know Benno. I met him at a variety of these PISA and PIAC venues, and he's been very, very forthright in organizing people and keeping a lot of the assessment at a deep level and a global level. So he's one of the more global scholars and deep scholars, and it's been a joy working with him.
Yeah, I come from Japan, and I worked at Japanese research institute, and they work with Ministry of Education and researchers. And in Japan, we have so many traditional achievement tests, but very few for the assessment for skills. So I'm very interested in and very helpful this workshop.
Well, my very own work is on international cooperation, and that's why I also brokered some partners from other countries like Japan, for example, to join this initiative here in Hungary. It gives us just the whole range of options of international cooperation and of creating synergies, and I think that Szeged and Szeged University have done an exceptionally good job in the past on creating these opportunities and on fostering further research. And based on the discussions this time, I'm even more confident that within the next couple of years we will see some very, very exciting results, both of the research that has been done until now, but also of the application of this research in other countries.
Én főleg számítógépes matematika oktatással foglalkozom, és most indítottunk egy projektet Budapesten, a Geomatek nevű projekt, ami a számítógépek használatát a matematika és fizika oktatásban vizsgálja, és ezeket fogjuk implementálni különböző iskolákban. Most körülbelül 800 iskolával dolgozunk, és 2400 tanárral, és ennek a vizsgálatát fogjuk majd elvégezni, hogy hogyan használják a tanárok, és hogy hogyan tanulnak a diákok ezekben az iskolákban, és a workshopon nagyon sok hasznos eredményt és hasznos módszert tudunk egyrészt meghallgatni és megosztani a résztvevőkkel.
My colleagues in our unit in Center of Education Assessment, they really highly recommended to come here. Okay, actually they in a way forced me to come. And I have been very pleased and satisfied with what I have already heard and seen, because I feel like that this group of people who are actually all together here, they are expert, a higher level expert in European level and educational assessment, and this really contributes my career in a way that now I can network what I have already done, and this is all the time continuing every day, stepwise.
In what has now become a tradition, a number of younger researchers have been involved in organizing SWEE. One of the hosts of the event is a doctoral student at Szeged, to whom one could turn with any and all problems. So any feedback on the meeting also came to her.
Rengetegen jöttek oda hozzám is személyesen, ami végtelenül jól esett, megköszönni azt, amit itt kaptak. Prominens személyiségek elmondták azt, hogy feltétlenül szeretnének jövő évben is csatlakozni hozzánk, mert rendkívül magasnak érezték a workshop színvonalát is, nagyon köszönték a szervezést, és több soron hangsúlyozták azt, hogy nagyon sokat profitáltak.
What's your opinion about our city?
Oh, I love it, and I know it's a sunshine city, I'm glad that the weather forecasters that forecasted a lot of rain were wrong, because my wife joined me here from the United States, and I've had a good time wandering around the city with her. We love the food. We love that fish soup We had a chance to have that fish soup. That was terrific. And every morning I go jogging around here and exploring the many fun sites in Szeged. But I do need to know how to pronounce the city's name.
Szeged.
Szeged.
This project was implemented with funding from the European Union and co-financing from the European Social Fund.